You've been here before. New year, new you. This time, it's different. You're finally going to get in shape. Stop scrolling for hours. Build that side project. And it works. For about 5 days. Then everything crashes back to default mode. Here's what nobody tells you. It's not about willpower. It's not about motivation. And it's definitely not because you didn't try hard enough. The real reason goes deeper than any Instagram quote could ever explain. It has everything to do with how your brain is wired to keep you exactly where you are. Most change fails because we're trying to rewrite the story while the same narrator is still in control. You can change the words all you want, but if the voice telling the story stays the same, you'll end up right back at chapter 1. So why do some changes stick while most fall apart? The beginning, the motivation trap. For the past 50 years, the self-help industry has been selling the same promise. Just want it bad enough. Believe in yourself, stay committed, and millions bought in. The global personal development market is worth over $43 billion. In the US alone, nearly 80% of people have tried at least one self-improvement program in their lifetime. The success rate, less than 10%. In the past, change was simpler, not because people were tougher or more disciplined, but because life moved slower. You learned a trade at 18, got married at 22, stayed at the same company for 40 years. Change happened gradually, almost invisibly. Today, it's chaos. We switch jobs every 18 months, relationships end before they begin. We move cities, chasing opportunities that might not even exist yet. But when it comes to changing ourselves, we hit a wall, hard. Dr. Wendy Wood from the University of Southern California spent decades studying habit formation. Her research revealed something disturbing. Around 43% of what we do every day isn't even a decision. It's automatic. Your brain runs on autopilot for almost half your waking life, and autopilot doesn't do change. It does repetition. It does survival. It does safe. That's why you can know exactly what you need to do and still not do it. It's not a character flaw, it's neuroscience. The real problem, changing actions without changing identity. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Most people try to change behavior. I'm going to work out every morning. I'm going to stop eating junk. I'm going to wake up at a.m., and that works. For a minute, until your brain realizes you're still the same person underneath. And when that happens, it drags you back to baseline, back to familiar, back to who you've always been. It's why diets fail, why New Year's resolutions crash by February, why people quit therapy after 3 sessions. The behavior shifts, but the identity stays frozen. A 2018 study from Stanford followed over 2,800 people attempting to build new habits. The findings were brutal. Those who focused only on actions had a success rate of 9%. Those who focused on identity shifts, 61%. The difference isn't what you do, it's who you believe you are when you do it. Think about it like this. If you see yourself as lazy, every time you push yourself, you're fighting against your own self-concept. You're forcing behavior that doesn't match your identity, and that creates massive internal resistance. Eventually, identity wins. It always does. It's the lottery winner who goes broke in 3 years, the promotion that leads to burnout, the relationship that falls apart the moment it gets serious. External conditions change, internal programming doesn't, and the brain will do whatever it takes to restore equilibrium, to get back to what feels normal, even if normal is miserable. If this is hitting different, drop a like, and let me know in the comments. What's the last change you tried to make that didn't stick? I want to hear your story. The crisis inside, the self-sabotage loop. Now here's the part that'll mess with your head. Change doesn't fail because you quit trying. It fails because you unconsciously sabotage the process, and you don't even realize you're doing it. Self-sabotage isn't deliberate. It's not waking up and deciding to ruin your own life. It's way more subtle. It's the voice that says, "I'll skip the gym just today." It's the excuse that sounds reasonable. "I'll start fresh on Monday." It's the pattern that feels harmless but slowly pulls you further from where you want to go. And here's the kicker. The harder you try to force change, the harder your brain pushes back. Because effort registers as threat, and threat activates survival mode. And in survival mode, your brain doesn't care about growth. It cares about keeping you alive. And alive means predictable, means safe, means same. Classic example, you decide to switch careers, but every time an opportunity shows up, you invent a reason not to pursue it. I'm not ready yet. I need more experience. The timing isn't right. And those thoughts seem logical. They seem smart, but they're just your brain protecting you from the unknown. This plays out everywhere. Relationships, health, money, career. The more you try to change without understanding the system underneath, the more you reinforce the loop. What works and what doesn't. Over the last decade, tech companies started reverse engineering behavior change on a massive scale. Google, Meta, Netflix, TikTok. They all wanted the same thing, to rewire your habits so you'd use their products more, and they cracked the code. Small, consistent changes beat big, sporadic efforts every single time. But the self-help world still sells transformation, the breakthrough, the turnaround moment, the overnight success. And it's all fiction. What actually works is the opposite. Changes so small your brain doesn't even register them as threats. B.J. Fogg at Stanford calls this tiny habits. The idea is dead simple. Want to floss? Start with one tooth. Want to meditate? Start with one breath. Want to read more? Start with one page. It sounds ridiculous, but it works because your brain doesn't resist. There's no friction, no internal fight. Another strategy that actually works is habit stacking. You take something you already do automatically and attach the new behavior right after it. Like, after I pour my coffee, I'll write one sentence. That's it. Your brain already has the cue. You're just adding one step. What doesn't work? Relying on motivation. Because motivation is emotional, and emotions are unstable. One day you're on fire. The next day you can't get out of bed. If your change depends on how you feel, you've already lost. The future of change. Neuroscience, tech, and reprogramming. Right now, we have tools our grandparents couldn't even imagine. Apps that track sleep cycles. Wearables that monitor stress in real time. AI that predicts when you're about to quit. And all of it is reshaping how we think about transformation. But there's a dark side too. The more we outsource change to technology, the less we understand our own internal wiring. And at the end of the day, no app is going to do the emotional work for you. The future of lasting change lives at the intersection of three things: neuroscience, self-awareness, and strategic action. You can't just understand how your brain works. You can't just go to therapy. And you can't just take action without thinking. Real change happens when you understand the system, reprogram your identity, and act with consistency. And it's not fast. It's not easy, and it's definitely not something you'll figure out by watching 3 motivational videos on YouTube. It's slow, it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it's painful, but it's the only thing that actually works. So now what? So back to the original question. How do you create changes that actually stick? The answer isn't motivation. It's not discipline. It's not willpower. The answer is identity. You have to stop trying to change what you do and start changing who you are. Because when identity shifts, behavior follows automatically, which raises another question. Who are you really? And more importantly, who do you want to become? If you made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Share this with someone who's trying to change something in their life right now. And drop a comment. What's the one change you want to make stick this year? Let's talk about it.